Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Hasbro surprised us today with the big reveal of a new Venom Marvel Legends 3-pack. It's got Venom and two of his symbiote siblings, Agony and Riot. It's a pretty impressive 3-pack, especially when you consider that Spider-Man No Way Home set that we got that, after taxes and shipping, clocks in at over $100. This one's a much better value. It's only $77. But I think, honestly, even from a perspective of the prices for Marvel Legends not being really worth what we're getting anymore, I think 77 for three figures like this is a really good deal. And these figures all look really impressive for what they are, who they represent in the comic books. I know we've gotten several Venom figures, but you really can't find a Venom figure for a decent price. Most of them average about $34, $35, even $40 in some cases. So getting a new refresh classic style Venom is good. There's that animation version we got, but for me, I've still been rocking my classic one with the Todd McFarlane influence head sculpt with the creepy grin. I just think this figure's head sculpt was amazing. I think the buck is a little bit outdated, but it still does all of the cool things that I really want Venom to do, specifically tower over each and every Spider-Man figure I own. So I really like this, but I think this new modern one using the Omega Red sculpt is a pretty nice modern figure. So if you've missed out on Venom before, you get this one. I know a lot of collectors had been asking for Venom on the Omega Red buck, so here you go. It's got extra details on the forearms. You can see the veins coming along on the forearms. That's a really nice touch. And I really like the fact that this figure comes with some accessories. It comes with fists because Venom's not always clawing and grabbing Spider-Man's head. He needs to be able to punch and knock out somebody too. It's also got a semi-transformed Eddie Brock Venom head sculpt, which is nice. You got the Eddie head sculpt and the Venom parts starting to creep over. It's a really nice head sculpt, something we haven't seen yet. So I like the addition of that. So it's a really nice inclusion, nice accessories. I do wish Venom's head sculpt, the default Venom, didn't have that swirly tongue. I prefer this style, mouth closed, smiling a little bit, so it's not that huge. Hey, I've got my tongue and I'm coming for you. But I understand that's the look for Venom, so it's not a big deal, not a deal breaker by any means. Agony, of course, is using the new female mold, so that means she's got bicep articulation, double jointed elbows. I like that. I like the look of Agony. She looks really creepy, frightening. Her hair doesn't look like it's going to get in the way. She looks like she's kind of in mid motion, which you kind of would prefer, I would think, for your symbiotes, because they're not just sitting around walking to the library or something. They're always in constant movement and action. I think you can get some really fun poses out of her. She also comes with accessories, swappable fists. So you've got two figures with accessories on their own. Then we got Riot, and Riot is massive. He's big, he's hulking. I'm pretty sure he's using that deluxe monster Venom sculpt that started off as a Build-A-Figure, and then Hasbro decided to re-release him, slightly tweak colors as a deluxe figure all on his own. And Riot's head sculpt looks really good. Kind of looks like he's a little happy about to chow down on somebody. But I like the shade of blue they went with for him. I think they did a nice job with him as well. So this is a great set, even for somebody like me who's not all on board with the symbiotes and doesn't really care about them. But then it's even better when you consider the value. And I think this is kind of that weird thing where it's kind of like with gas prices where, you know, a year ago we were paying $3.15, $3.40 for gas, like that was the high. And then as it started to creep up over this last year to ridiculous prices where it's getting really close to $5 per gallon, paying $4.05 seems like a steal. And I think this set being $77 is a steal considering what we're getting, and definitely looks a lot better compared to some of the more recent Hasbro Marvel Legends offerings. Specifically that Spider-Man No Way Home set where you're paying $100 after shipping and taxes for 3 Spider-Man figures that don't have separate unmasked Peter Parker head sculpts, which I think is such a bad choice, such a bad decision for these 3 guys. And I get it. We're going to see those figures later, and it's going to be, oh, look, here's the head sculpt of Toby. Here's the head sculpt of Andrew. But for $100, I kind of want all that in one offering. And that's not the case here. We don't need alternate head sculpts for the symbiotes. We got one for Venom, and I think that's all that really matters. But when you break down those prices, Venom using the Omega Red sculpt at this point would probably be a $30 retro figure, so you can get that special bonus pricing. So he would be about $34, $35. Riot clocking in at the normal retail price of $25. And then we haven't seen a lot of standard deluxe figures in the line since they've been making more of that progression to retro figures. And I think he would be, Riot in this case, would probably be about $40, which would be more than the $77 that this set is going for. So it's a really good deal. And even if you just decided, hey, Venom and Agony are going to be $25 each, they clock in at $50, then you're only paying $27 for Riot, which seems like a really good deal, considering even back in the day when the prices were reasonable for Marvel Legend figures, he would have been at least $30. So it's a really good deal. It's an Amazon exclusive, so that means we're not going to get hit for shipping because it's past that magic $25 price point. So I really like this set. I'm not really into the symbiotes, but I think this is a really good deal. Then you also take a look at that Null and Venom 2-pack. Just 2 figures. You're paying a little bit more because that set is $80 just for 2 figures, because you gotta cost out those big bat wings of Venom. Null is not the common 6-inch figure. He looks a little bit taller, maybe 7 inches, kind of a slightly supersized Build-A-Figure. So he's got a little height to him. Venom's got his wings, but it still doesn't seem as great a value as a 3-pack. And that's just basic math. 3 figures better than 2. And I'll see there's a weak member of this 3-pack. So it's like, well, I'm only really paying for 2 figures that I like. But I think this really worked out well. And then you factor in that Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man figure. And that figure is $27.99 on its own, which is a horrible value, horrible deal. And compared to any figure in this set, where it's like, yeah, I may not be paying $27 for it, but everything costs out and balances out. So however you look at it, much better deal, much better price. I'd love to see Hasbro kind of going this route more with figures. Now that Mojo, Longshot, and Dazzler set, I understood it being a little more and being like $160, but that little Wolverine was really worth it. So anyhow, I'm really excited about this. I'm really happy for everybody who's been getting symbiote figures. I think you guys are getting a really good price point. Great deal. Great way to get more of the symbiotes. I think you guys are wrapped up now and cross the whole team off your list. If so, congratulations. And if not, let me know in the comments, because I am not a symbiote head and know everything, every person that's been a symbiote at this point in Marvel Comics. So I think this is a pretty good set. Looking forward to seeing what other 3-packs we're going to see for the rest of 2022. Hopefully they'll be a great value like this one, and not so much like that terrible one from the No Way Home Spider-Man set. Now let me know what you think about this 3-pack if you've already pre-ordered it. If you have not, I've got the link down here so you can order it from me for my affiliate link with Amazon. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and hope you enjoy the show. This episode of Lost Figure Files has been filed.